Hi, I'm Jake Tarrant and I am on social media under the name of Little Bentley Eventing. That's what I compete under and that's what I run the horses under. I experimented with video blogging and social media last month with the Horse and Country and Blue Chip All-Star Academy. The video was very well received, but unfortunately the directors, the powers that be, felt I might be a little bit of a loose cannon, that my language can sometimes do a little bit of toning down. Now thankfully the Gaitpost didn't quite agree and they've decided that they should give me a shot to see if I can do something with them. So this is a little bit of an introductory video to who I am, what I do and who my team are and how they interact with me, what they do. So come onto the yard and have a little bit of a meet and greet. Now most of the horses are out in the field at the moment, so we've got a lot of competition going on this weekend. So they're all out getting a bit of R&R. So at the moment we've only got a few animals in. We've got Andy, Andoran, he's BSJA and ridden by Zoe. He's currently on box rest because he's just a pillar, can't be trusted to not injure himself. And then we've got Dantastic, who is my lead horse at the moment. He's got an awful lot of potential. He's only young, he's just rising 7 this year. And he currently competes at B100. He's got masses of scope. He's going to go a very, very long way. And then we've got Dantastic's field mate, who is a little bit of a, I'd say pet, but pets you like. It's more of a pest. Can't quite get rid of him. Unfortunately, his owner won't let me exterminate him. So he's taking up space. I could have a nice horse in here, instead I've got Axel. Isn't that right, Axel? And the rest of them are all currently just out enjoying what was supposed to be a sunny day, but as is typical with English weather, it's not. Okay, so it's only when you start doing things like this, video blogs, photos, all that sort of thing, that you actually take a look around and realise how dirty some of your places are. Okay, I haven't dusted my tech room. Well, I don't know why you dust your tech room, but I haven't done mine for a long time. There's spiders' webs everywhere. So I apologise for the state of the place. But Little Bentley Eventing is more about riding than spending hours keeping the place clean and tidy. We obviously make sure it is as smart as possible, but I'd rather be riding, basically. So we are about eventing here, but not solely about eventing. I have girls here that are out British show jumping, girls doing British dressage. We thoroughly explore all the spheres of, well, the disciplines of riding that we can do. And as time goes on, you'll gradually meet more of them and see a little bit more about what they do as well. Right, so we're off training, show jump training with Caroline Jeanne down in Albourne, not too far from Brendan's. She's worked wonders with me. She's a 4-star eventer and her daughter's currently coming up the ranks competing at intermediate. I believe she was going to be running her first 2-star at Belton, but I think the circumstances have overtaken and they're unable to now. So she's managing to squeeze us in for a little bit of training for our first event on Sunday, which is Munstead. We've got Furl Hunter Trials tomorrow, which is organised, or helped to be organised, by Claire Penfold, who is Dan's owner. I think we've got 5 of us going down there in total. Should be a good day. The course is looking great, the ground is looking fantastic, and they've upped their game a little bit, made some slightly more technical elements to try and get it back as a bit more of a training round before the eventing season starts in full. We've got 3 today going down to Caroline's. I'm taking Dan and Brian, and Helen is taking Tigger. Tigger's starting to grow up a little bit, we're pleased with how he's going. And Dan is really starting to work himself well. I'm starting to get it together a little bit and manage to get here. Traffic wasn't wonderful and we were already running late. But Caroline was as tolerant as ever. First up was Brian. Brian has issues with contact, but he's progressing really nicely and starting to listen, and we can actually ride a turn and a line over jumps. Watching these videos, as you can see, he's getting better and better as he's starting to settle and listen to the contact a little bit more, and I'm remembering to use my leg. Next up was Tigger. So Tigger and Helen are working on something slightly different. Tigger's main problem is striding. He likes to chuck in little extra unnecessary strides beforehand. He tends to try and jump like a little BSJA pony
rather than the big powerful horse. So Caroline and Helen were working on asking him to stride out a little bit and take a better takeoff stride. A bit close to the first one, but then nicely out through the second. And then it was Dan. Now Dan is essentially just incredibly cocky. He has decided he knows better, so this exercise was engineered for him to encourage him to come back and listen. And as you can see here, as he starts to listen, his jump becomes almost slow-mo. Picks up. It seems to take him forever to clear the jump because it's so much more relaxed. Well, we learned a very important lesson at Furl. That is, when the wind is blowing, you can't hear a thing I'm saying. So we had to record this little voiceover afterwards. Now we're here at the Equivation sponsored jump. It's a little more technical. In fact, it was the most technical fence on the course, and it's causing quite a few problems for people, as unfortunately was just demonstrated there. But it did actually jump very, very nicely when ridden accurately with attention to the outside aids. There was a lot of skipping out for the last element. First up, we had Brian. He was, again, not overly keen on this. It was a little bit open for him. Then Rue. Rue is ever enthusiastic, but not really built for speed cross country. And then we got Dan, who just made it look effortless and easy.
Go on, Jake. Yeah. Okay, so day 3 in our long weekend. We had a lovely day at Furl yesterday. It's a bit of a warm up for today's first event with you, which is Munstead. So it is now 6:45. We've been up for too long already. The yard is done, everything is ready, and we are currently on our way to pick up the last essential for an early morning start event, and that's McDonald's breakfast. We've got 3 on board today. Helen and Tigger doing 90. They were supposed to have an 80 run at Aston, but unfortunately Aston was cancelled. Well, Brian doing his first 90. He's not doing bad. He's doing his first hunter trial yesterday. First cross country course he's actually had to complete. And Dan is doing his first 100. So it's a weekend of firsts. Well, not first places, but give it time. So halfway through Munstead, Brian's done and finished with, and looks like he's ready to fall over and go to sleep now. He's had a long weekend. Dressage, which is very nice, until he got joined by an unseated rider's horse. He looks really thrilled to be doing show jumping now. Dan's currently rather hacked off, in fact he's still in the lorry. But the sun is shining, it's a beautiful day. Let's see what happens next. Right, so Brian and Tigger both done. Tigger finishing on his, well, I think a personal best actually, for his first 90. Beautiful clear round, cross country. One pole, wasn't it, Helen, show jumping? So, only 4 to add. Dan has just done his show jumping. Bit of a cock up in the first jump, but then lovely after that. What are you laughing at me for? I can't do my...
Yeah, that's what I'm laughing at.
Jack needs to go on a diet. He's eaten too many pies in the last few weeks, so... Yeah, too many sandwiches.
So Dan, as ever, was beautiful cross country. Here he is just returning to the box. Effortless jump over the last, and he still looks fresh as a daisy. You wouldn't think this horse has had 3 hard days. He's barely even blowing, not got a drop of sweat on him.
Right, well, end of a very, very long weekend. We've got 3 exhausted horses on board. Several exhausted people as well. Helen is asleep in the back, as she has been since we left Munstead. The dog's knackered, possibly dead. Oh, Claire's eating too much sugar.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with Charlotte.
Weirdo. Nothing out of the ordinary.
No, nothing out of the ordinary. All of the horses this weekend have performed fantastically. Can't fault them at all. Well, Brian tried to kill me, but we won't talk about that till later.
We'll just show you the pictures.
Yeah, we'll just show you the photo. We are very, very nearly home. Sad thing is, once we get back to the yard, I don't know how many horses left we've got to do. It's not quite a full yard. We've had a fantastic weekend. The horses done us proud, and we've seen some top-class competition. With the likes of Tom, Cresp and Francis Whittington riding alongside us, beating us on
European young rider. And just loads of fantastic people doing what they love best. So if you haven't given an event a go, and you feel you want to give it a go, you feel you're up to it, do it, try it. The atmosphere is fantastic, the friendship, the camaraderie is brilliant, it's well worth it. Now, we're on Mecca, we've had a long weekend. I hope you enjoyed a little insight into what we do, and we'll see you again soon.